I feel extremely grateful. But really, if we peel the layers back, I really want to say thank you for caring. Thank you for believing in women. Thank you to the men here that believe in women. Shawna and I, later on our fireside chat, not only do we want to normalize the conversations about life and death, we really want to highlight the importance of mental health. Can we break the ceiling together by speaking our truth? But I want to say thank you to you for sharing that, because you never shared. Have you shared in a public space like this? Not like this. That takes a lot of courage. I think that shame dies when stories are told. Shame dies when stories are told in an open place. So thank you. Thank you. It's not easy. I think stress level too is probably because we're moving at such a fast speed. The technology we have, we can throw a missile with pinpoint accuracy to a different country, but yet we struggle making a phone call to catch up with someone who's struggling. We don't make the time because we're so busy or overwhelmed. And I think it's important to slow down in a busy world and make time for that. We're sitting on the heels of a global pandemic, you guys. There's actually a survey that came out that 1 in 3 people are lonely. How many people work from home? Yeah, it's like the culture has changed now. We work from home, we're kind of in our shell, and we aren't making time for the basics anymore, which is really like human connection is basic. I'm going to pivot into something meaningful, and that's because of you, Shawna. So I just wanted to take a moment to just show you gratitude for changing my life and changing the lives of everyone that's here today.
Out of the kindness of your hearts. Many of you are friends and family who have already offered so much support this past year to me and my parents. Using my allotted time to express my gratitude seemed like the right thing to do. But I found that if the vocabulary exists to give this audience the things it deserves, I do not possess it. But thank you anyway. A long speech proclaiming my gratitude was off the table, so I thought maybe I should speak about the world. Something deep and groundbreaking, like divine happiness, the meaning of life. Light work. As an 18-year-old girl, I thought, my responsibility, my duty, to lead you all to the truth. Yet putting pen to paper, I couldn't possibly think of anything I could say that didn't seem silly or unimportant in contrast to my mom, sitting right here in front of you. And I found that while I could condense my allegories and ideologies as neatly on a page, my mother is far beyond words' capabilities to capture. To truly share her with every single one of you, I'd need to bottle up her smell, her touch, her smile, and then her laugh, and in turn, of course, her snore. Her embrace, every story and memory she's told me since I was a little girl. These small pieces of my mother are things you only get the chance to discover through the absolute privilege of really knowing her. And as heartbreaking as it is that we don't yet have a bottle of those capabilities, it's a little bit okay too. Because not to burst your bubble, but I came to the realization that I have no interest in speaking to you. I had been focusing far too much on the topic to recognize that I'd been writing for the wrong audience altogether. So, Mama, I want you to know that I love you more than anything. You've been a tremendously kind, caring, devoted, and selfless parent. It's more than anyone could have asked for. I know that I've caused you more heartache and stress than I can possibly begin to imagine. I have at times taken your boundless love and patience for me for granted, and I cannot apologize enough. Seriously, it has not been easy to fare me, to say the least, and I am eternally grateful for you. I was gone for a good chunk of this past summer. I've told you about how fun it was, how new of an experience everything was. Living somewhat on my own, figuring out my own meals, doing all my own laundry, big kid things. And I loved the independence. I did, but at least the illusion of it. But I didn't tell you about how much I still needed you. I knew I would always miss you. I always miss you when I'm away from home. But after the first few weeks, the longest I'd ever really been away from you, I started having to sneak off from my cabin in the mornings. I would wake up with a sick sort of ache in my stomach, usually sometime before the sunrise, and I'd have to grab my flashlight and hike to the very edge of the ridge. I would sit there and I would look out at the vast mountain ranges in the distance, and the lakes and the trees and the almost rising sun, and I'd cry. I'd feel so sick and empty and alone, and I'd sit there staring at your name in my phone, fighting the urge to beg you to come and get me, to take me home and hold me, to let me sob and melt into your arms for just a little while. You are my whole world. I still need you just as I always have and as I always will. Every spring break is Madonna in, singing my heart out by your side in the car. Every playlist I make has you hidden somewhere. I put you into every painting and every outfit I pick, each time I apply a coat of lipstick or a layer of mascara. Even when I just look in the mirror, I always catch a flash of your eyes staring back at me. You are everything, so ingrained into me that I can't help but find traces of you everywhere that I go. Truly, no matter the distance, you never fail to cross my mind. I love you. I love you beyond what words could ever begin to express. Thank you for always being mine, just as I will always be yours.